There are places in America where fortunes were once measured by the weight of a single rock. Places where an ordinary farmer, a struggling shopkeeper, or an unemployed laborer could arrive with little more than hope in their pockets and leave as one of the richest men in the country. Throughout the 19th century, incredible discoveries hidden beneath the mountains transformed vast stretches of the American West almost overnight with gold, silver, copper, and lead. And the promise of unimaginable wealth drew people from every corner of the globe. Entire towns appeared where only wilderness had existed before, and within months, empty valleys filled with homes, businesses, churches, schools, hotels, banks, and bustling streets crowded with thousands of people chasing the same dream. For a brief moment, these settlements became some of the wealthiest places in America where money flowed freely. Railroads pushed deeper into rugged mountains, and investors poured millions into new mines, with some believing these boomtowns would become the next great American cities. But history had other plans, and as quickly as they rose, they fell as mines stopped producing, prices collapsed, investors disappeared, and families packed what they could carry, and one by one the lights went out. Today, many of these places remain exactly where they were left, with weathered buildings, standing against the wind, rusted mining equipment scattered across forgotten hillsides, and silent streets stretching between empty storefronts, while nature has reclaimed what human ambition once built. Yet beneath these ghost towns, vast mineral deposits may still remain, and some geologists believe that significant amounts of precious metals remain locked within abandoned mining districts. Resources that could be worth billions of dollars using today's technology and market prices, meaning their riches may not be gone after all. Over the next journey, we'll visit some of America's richest ghost towns and uncover stories of spectacular wealth, devastating collapse, human ambition, and remarkable resilience, where some towns became legends known around the world while others have nearly vanished from memory. But every one of them reminds us how quickly fortune can appear and disappear. Our first destination lies high in Colorado's Rocky Mountains, a place where, for one extraordinary year, the future seemed limitless, and its name was Ashcroft. Today, Ashcroft is quiet with only a handful of weathered wooden buildings remaining, and visitors walk slowly along a dusty road lined with aging storefronts and abandoned cabins while the mountain air is cool, and the silence is broken only by the wind moving through tall pines, making it difficult to imagine that this peaceful valley once echoed with the sounds of 15,000 people in 1880, when Ashcroft was one of the fastest-growing mining towns in the American West. The story began with silver during the late 1870s, when prospectors searching the Elk Mountains made several promising discoveries of silver ore. And news traveled quickly in an era without the internet or television, as newspapers and word of mouth spread excitement across the country with reports that were irresistible, with some claiming the surrounding mountains contained one of the richest silver deposits ever found in Colorado. Within weeks, prospectors began arriving from every direction, and soon merchants followed while builders arrived with wagons full of lumber, blacksmiths opened shops, hotels welcomed travelers, and saloon owners competed for customers, with every day bringing more people and every week bringing another new building, so that within months Ashcroft transformed from a remote mountain camp into a booming community. By the summer of 1880, optimism filled the air, and the town reportedly featured dozens of businesses, multiple hotels, restaurants, newspapers, schools, churches, and more than 20 saloons, with investors believing Ashcroft's future rivaled Denver's as land prices skyrocketed. Mining claims sold for astonishing sums, and speculators rushed to buy property before prices climbed even higher, so that for many residents, it seemed impossible that anything could go wrong. But beneath the excitement, problems were already beginning to emerge because, although several mines produced valuable silver, many of the richest claims had been exaggerated by promoters hoping to attract investors. So some mines generated respectable profits while others barely covered operating expenses. And transporting ore through the rugged mountains proved expensive and difficult as heavy snow frequently blocked wagon routes. Supplies often arrived late. And mining equipment cost enormous amounts of money to transport into the high country. Then came another challenge when just over 10 miles away, another mining camp called Crested Butte began growing rapidly. And unlike Ashcroft, Crested Butte benefited from better transportation routes and soon secured a railroad connection. And that single advantage changed everything because railroads were the lifeline of western mining towns. And without efficient transportation, mining companies struggled to move heavy ore economically. So businesses naturally gravitated toward locations with easier access, and gradually shops closed in Ashcroft and reopened elsewhere, families relocated, and investors shifted their attention. Then the silver market itself became increasingly unstable, and as profits declined, confidence disappeared, so that within only a few years the incredible boom had faded, and the dream that once attracted thousands simply unraveled. And by the late 1880s, much of Ashcroft stood empty with storefronts that had welcomed eager customers sitting abandoned, hotel rooms remaining vacant. And the once busy streets becoming strangely quiet, while winter storms buried empty buildings beneath deep snow and the mountain wind reclaimed the town, as nature patiently erased the signs of human ambition. Yet Ashcroft never completely disappeared, and unlike many mining camps that burned or were dismantled, much of the town survived, so today visitors can still explore its preserved buildings, walking the same streets where prospectors once dreamed of striking it rich, where each weathered structure tells a story not just of silver but of hope, of ambition, and of how quickly success can vanish when an economy depends on a single resource. Ashcroft became one of Colorado's most famous ghost towns, not because it lasted for generations, but because it rose and fell with breathtaking speed. And its story marked the beginning of a pattern that would repeat itself across the American West, with communities built almost overnight, fortunes created in an instant, and silence arriving just as quickly. But Ashcroft was only the beginning, because far to the west across the Sierra Nevada mountains, another mining camp would discover something even more valuable in gold. So much gold that it would become one of the richest towns in California history, and its name was Bodie. And unlike Ashcroft, Bodie didn't simply become wealthy, it became infamous.